Hey you guys, Jim here. It is 6:02 p.m. in San Francisco, California on July the 14th. And I am not a financial advisor and I don't provide financial advice. So if you look at this price low here, it coincides with this. Let me remove the hourly velocity. It coincides with this extreme reading in velocity, 5 minute velocity. I'll put the hourly back up. You can see how the hourly stair stepping and fighting. So obviously the hourly accumulation, which is what this is, people accumulating the stock. It could be outright buying. It could be short covering. It could be who knows what, right? So this is buying. And when it comes at the hourly level like this and it persists through an entire session like it did today, that's a good sign. The 5 minute velocity, we did make a lower low, which is even better. If we could bounce and make another lower low, it would be even better. I'd like to take care of that $32 vibration level and be done with it, put it in the rearview mirror. So that's what things look like from an Anemoi perspective. Sorry, that's the wrong chart, you guys. This is the 5 minute AMC model. I can go ahead and create a little more room here. I think it's bad luck to not add at least a little bit of extra space at the bottom. It seems like you're too confident that that's the only part of the chart you need to view. So I'll just do that because I'm superstitious. So anyway, we did track nicely down into the two zones of weakness, obviously. We've got this zone of strength tomorrow. What I'll do is I will, it's tomorrow and the following day. I'm going to move this down a little bit. And I'll do that. So this is the zone of strength. I'm going to leave it as a generic zone of strength as opposed to creating the timestamps, the precision timestamps, during the session. This guy's a generic zone of strength already because he's coming from the 60-minute model. When zones of strength are generated from my 5 minute model, they're associated with intraday timestamps. I'm just choosing to leave them off the board just to see how the market trades and see what price action looks like when I leave that alone. So obviously our big number was $32. That's our vibration level that originally was an upside retest level back when we started to melt up in May. And hit that. And I showed you guys on the 60-minute chart where we've already done a certain number of swings above and below the $32 level. If we could just take care of one more move below and then come back above, we don't need to revisit 32 and vibrate on 32 any longer. So hopefully we'll take care of that maybe tomorrow morning. As you saw in the Anemoi model, further weakness is bullish and would be a buy. So we're basically down into buy territory here in both my models, or in the one model and in the Anemoi terminal. And I need to go ahead and put those on the board. Hang on, you guys. Okay, so I went ahead and put the zones of strength here on the board. We've got strength into the 15th and strength into the 16th. So this will remain, assuming we get some nice tracking here and AMC turns back to the upside here. We do have what I would consider a sag zone here. I'll only know after number one, if AMC tracks the model into these zones of strength, and assuming it does, I'll then take a look at velocity characteristics. And at that point, I'll have a good idea whether or not we can post a lower low here in front of the zone of strength into the 22nd, or if that would look more like a pullback within a really sharp move to the upside. So I'll only know that as we approach the date. And at that point, I'll be able to, I think, provide some more, insights. Let's take a quick look at the 1 minute. See if we can figure something out. Give me 1 second here to update this, you guys. Okay, here's the 1 minute chart. And so a couple things to point out here. Number one is that sort of the micro downtrend support line that we've been trading on, that AMC has been trading on, is this line. So I'm identifying it off of the low that was made early in the morning near the open on the 12th of July, I'm sorry. And then this low on the 13th, again early in the morning. And then obviously that's the frame of reference. These are just contact points. So it syncs pretty nicely with this $32 vibration and tomorrow morning in front of the zone of strength. We've got a upside retest at 36.30. So not that we have to hit that level if we do track to the upside tomorrow, but for sure at some point on either the 15th or the 16th, that would sort of be minimum, even if we overshot the $32 level to the downside. I still would think that we'd be able to turn up into this 36.30 retest level. You notice I have larger font here on this 46.25. That's because it's a more important vibration level. So, I would think we'll be able to, assuming that we hold decently here, don't fall completely apart. If we do see some weakness tomorrow morning during the first hour, and assuming we can turn around and retest this 36.30 level, there's not a lot of noise between 36.30 and this 46.25. You've got a couple vibration levels, but it's nothing like this. You can see how noisy this is going to be once we move back up into that level. And I don't have that sitting there on Friday for any specific reason. I just wanted to move it over and still keep it in view. Realistically, we're probably going to need to move those numbers out in time a little bit. But I think it would definitely be encouraging if we were to be able to post this low, if it's either already in today or, even better, post tomorrow morning. And if we were able to move up toward this 46.25 level over the next couple days, and that would send us on our way nicely up into the strength on the into the 22nd, where we're looking for this 49.75 retest if velocity looks good. So we really need velocity to agree with the zones of strength. That's, the zones of strength, that's just one part of the piece of the puzzle here. This would be really encouraging. It doesn't have to happen, but this would be really encouraging if we could be retesting 49.75 into the 22nd. So anyway, that's sort of everything from my perspective, you guys. As far as the 60-minute, the hourly bars, I mean, I guess if we just had a huge debacle to the downside, tomorrow it's possible to move all the way down to this low from May 28th, 2450 level, but I don't see that. The trampoline looks too powerful, and it's sitting at multiple levels. So I believe we can get this thing done within the next, hour. So obviously the market's closed right now, and I'm not counting after hours trading, but first hour of regular session tomorrow, if we get some weakness, I would think we could put the low in place and put that behind us. Again, I'm not going to talk about the zones of the timestamps on these zones of strength, but that should be a good enough hint for you guys that really there's maybe the first hour of trading tomorrow on the 15th that you could see some sloppiness, but after that, I think things look pretty positive in our direction. So that's that. We can take a quick look at Bitcoin, even though one person complained about that out of thousands. We missed the 31,000 again, huh? So 31,600 this time around. Last time, 31,323. So pretty stubborn, but retest levels are almost like magnets when price is close to them. So we should be able to move down. You notice that even though prices wanted to crawl up and vibrate on this 34,200 level, which has been really sticky ever since it became a retest back here on June the 20th, that we are now in a new smaller degree downtrend here. So even though we haven't attacked this 31,000 level, it's moving in that direction visually more so than it's moving up through 34,200 in this direction. So anyway, we'll see what happens here. My sense is that we'll see that retest. It'll become vibration. Then the next question becomes, will it become as sticky as this 34,200 was? Because you look at the amount of time we've basically vibrated on that level for a month. So anyway, this is our next bogey here. The reason I bring up Bitcoin at all, once again, is because a lot of apes are involved in Dogecoin, and obviously Bitcoin is the big daddy, and the other cryptos and the coins don't tend to trade wildly in the opposite direction, especially something that's in the news like Doge. Anyway, that's it, you guys. Hopefully, even though this isn't great news, you weren't too shocked, and hopefully the model's helping you to sort of navigate through this rough period during July.